Good morning. I sit here pondering this morning because my Gmail account and my YouTube account don't seem to be working. Everything else seems to be okay, but those accounts, which is what I do my videos on, my videos are done on YouTube, and I cannot do um, I'm not able to send messages, and my video manager doesn't, it says not available. So when I hit upload, it says not available, service not available. So I'm doing this by faith that eventually it's going to be made available to me so I can upload the video that I'm creating right now. Anyway, I say that by means of introduction because I just discovered it within the past, well, about a half an hour now. I mean, I came to the computer and wrote my title and wrote my blurb, and then I started checking my emails. And when I got to the Gmail, I know it keeps saying sending, but it doesn't go say sent. It doesn't finish the process. And so I've had trouble responding to anything in Google. So I don't know what that means, but hopefully it'll be resolved before too much longer. Anyway, today's title is continuing the same theme of the past couple of days. The title is Justice Can Mean Awakening Rather Than Punishment. Restoring the soul, which to me can mean conscious or mindful reestablishment of the connection with our higher self, is the key to awakening. When this occurs, it becomes impossible to maintain the mindset of greed, apathy, and the self-centered blindness that creates pathological and antisocial behaviors. I realize that there are those who have taken steps to try to prevent this from occurring. Yet, if those attempts could somehow be overridden, we could experience the kind of justice necessary to co-create peaceful solutions to our geopolitical, financial, and religious differences and dilemmas. This would avert the need for punishment as the means of attaining justice leading to peace on earth. The question is, what would it take to reach such a plateau in human conscious awareness? The short answer is a cosmic miracle. Last night at the Spiritual Enlightenment group, we watched a video about fluoridation of water, and I was actually quite surprised to learn how many countries have rejected it. But of course, the United States still pushes it, as well as other countries. There's only, I think, 8 countries in the world that fluoridate their water, which sort of surprises me. I said the old New Jersey pronunciation, water, put an R in there in the middle. Anyway, I chuckle at that and I caught myself. And we also know that air is being polluted, that food is being polluted, that the United States government is pathological in its functioning because it's being run by the Council on Foreign Relations, the Bilderbergers, these other multinational groupings of people that want to rule the world. And they want to reduce the world population and all of these other things. Now, it's a relative small handful of people, although they have many people that fill up at their tank, so to speak, because their jobs and apparently their lives depend on maintaining the status quo and keeping the system of corruption going. So it would seemingly take a major miracle to shift from that consciousness of what's in it for us, how can we rig the game so that it works for our advantage and to everyone else's disadvantage. How could we do that? That is a present mindset on Earth, and we need to be aware that that mindset exists. It's not imagined. It's not some strange conspiracy theory. It's the way a powerful, or what have been a powerful group of people think. It has been a doctrine, a dogma that has been maintained and pushed, oftentimes behind closed doors, in secret chambers, for a very long time, decades at least, going back probably almost, well, actually over 100 years, over 100 years. I mean, they stopped Tesla over 100 years ago. They stopped him. The Federal Reserve came into being officially in 1913, which is 99 years ago. Okay? So this stuff is not just some imaginatory thing that that crazy people have cooked up to try to warn people about. No, this actually exists. Now, what will it take to override all of the pollution of our food and our water and our air and the electronic pollution of our very minds, so that we can get the blockages out, not just individually, but on a more massive scale, and even tip the balance for those that have been most brainwashed in this, the people that are in fact pushing it. They have been deluded by this idea that if they can control the world, they can maintain their position of power and affluence and domination over all the people, and their will is the will that prevails. Well, if that happens, then we live in the New World Order that was pictured in the book 1984, with a combat boot on the human face forever and ever. Now, is that the kind of world we want? If we say yes, we're insane, because that is not a sustainable world. That is not a world based on cooperation. It is a world based on the worst kind of competition, where the competitors have no qualms about killing those that oppose their point of view. And that is present, that idea is present in our religions, it's present in our governments, it's present in our corporations, it's present throughout, it's all through our society. But at the same time, something is happening on the spiritual awakening side, where there's another mindset, the mindset of cooperation, the mindset of interconnected humanity, that is also permeating the culture. Now, there is a battle, if you will, going on between these two mindsets. And some say, well, which one wins? You go back to that old proverb of the Indian chief telling his grandson about the two wolves that are inside of him fighting. Which one wins, Grandpa? Well, the one that you feed. Well, the one that you ignore continues to thrive. It continues to exist. It doesn't die because you're ignoring it. To ignore the shadow, to ignore these elements that are within the collective consciousness, therefore within each of us, to ignore them is to our own detriment. We must be made aware of where the problem is, or you can't solve the problem. That's been the whole game plan of the dark elite, if you will, to keep that knowledge from us of what's really happening in the world. And part of the awakening that's been going on last year and this year, and actually prior years to a lesser extent, is the awareness, because of the internet, of being able to know what's going on in the world, what's going on in the closed corners and the ivory towers, if you will, the boardrooms of our culture. What's going on there? What kind of plans are they making? Well, they've not hid it from us. It's in the Georgia Guidestones. They want to maintain the world population at about 500 million people. Well, what are you going to do with the other 6.5 billion that are on the planet? Well, the answer is obvious. We're going to poison as many people as we can so that we can reduce the world population without actually going around with a gun and shooting them. We're going to put bullets in their food. We're going to put bullets in their water. We're going to put bullets in the air. We're going to send these electronic waves all over to try to poison and stop the evolution of consciousness, because they know that if the people wake up en masse, they can no longer rule. And these are serious issues that we're looking at, and we don't resolve them by not looking at them. It's not feeding the beast by becoming aware of the beast. We need to co-create together, those of us that are awake, we need to co-create together some kind of a miracle, opening up some kind of wormhole or passageway from spirit into humanity that overcomes and overrides the blockages that are being created to keep that from happening. Do you understand what I'm saying? Is this message meaningful to anybody other than me? It's not a matter of not focusing on the problem. That is part of the problem. That's the apathy. That's the apathy mindset that is being created by the very people that don't want us to rise up and take our power back. They don't want us to remember who we are, that we are children of the living God, that we are all divine beings, that we are all interconnected in one human cosmic family, one sentient family that is beyond even humanity as we understand humanity. They want us not to wake up. But waking up is the quintessential element. It's the most important thing. And that is restoring the soul, as I said at the beginning of the blurb. Restore my soul, renew my mind, reinvigorate my body, start making my DNA all receptive and all work. Turn on the codons that have been deactivated. Turn them back on so that my gifts and my powers and my abilities can be reawakened in me, so that I can become the powerful being that I really am, but that I have forgotten most of my life. And that this can happen not just in my life, but in the lives of men and women around the globe, including the elite, including the psychopaths, including the people that have been most deluded by their "my religion is the only right way" religion. These ideas will not carry us into a world of peace. It will not create heaven on earth. We need to overcome this, and it takes a miracle. I cry all the time for justice with mercy, but I'm not meaning by that punishment. If it can be achieved without punishment, without the arrest of the elite, without the binding of the dark energies in man, if it can be accomplished by simply turning up the lights, turning them up brighter and brighter, till all of a sudden we recognize the interconnectedness of everything, and we see that the web of life always has existed, but we have somehow been blinded to being able to see it. That blindness needs to end. That's what I mean by the awakening. When the blindness ends and when we wake up, to the reality of our world, the dark reality as well as the potential realities, we can co-create peace on earth. That's what I've been trying to get across. That's the message I've been giving for how many videos do I have now? I don't even know, because I can't even get on it. It's approaching, I guess, 700 videos. It's got to be somewhere up and getting up near that point. And I continue to do this. And the message is to wake up. To wake up and remember who we are. And if we can accomplish that, which I believe we're going to, I don't know the how. And I don't know the exact when. But it's happening. And it needs to continue to happen. And this is where we are in 2012. As we're in November 2012 now, the big date that everybody has out there, the December 21st date, okay, it's rapidly approaching. It's a month and a half away, approximately. Okay? We need this miracle. And those of us that see that need to be working together to co-create it. That's my message this morning. And I truly hope that I'm able to get this up onto YouTube before too much longer and without a whole lot more confusion and problems. Anyway, namaste. I thank you for listening at whatever time I'm able to get this up. Thank you. Bye-bye.